lots of updates today, so I know I want to go ahead and get started. And we'll be giving you a, a world of updates from around the region. So city updates with APD and city council updates by DJ, community updates on the MyGCO platform, Haulin Glass program, 2024 Peachtree Road Race, Atlanta Track Club's with us today, a little bit of an update on construction, and then a few upcoming events. And Emily with Piedmont Center is going to give us a little update on something going on there. And then we have some property resources. So I think Major Veins, if you are ready, we're going to hop right into your APD Zone 2 updates.
Good afternoon. So for Zone 2, I'll give an update for 2024. Right now, we're actually looking pretty good as far as it relates to crime in Zone 2 in the Buckhead space. I will say 2 weekends ago were pretty challenging with the incident at 1145 Lounge, which is 2110 Peachtree Road. So that club has been shut down since that incident, and we're continuing to monitor that. I'm also working with a couple different departments, the law department and the city solicitor's office, as we move forward and address that particular location and just the nightlife on Bennett Street. I will say we've had some challenges with burglaries throughout the zone so far this year. That's been our biggest increase in crime in Zone 2 from 2023. Those properties affected our apartment complexes on the south side of the zone off of Cheshire Bridge and Piedmont Road and Piedmont. And then the businesses overnight where we've had the residentially challenged and repeat offenders breaking into businesses. And but our morning watch team has made 6 really quality arrests. 5 out of those 6 are still in custody. So that's a good thing for those repeat offenders as they're not able to come back out and impact our burglary issues. And property crimes are our highest volume of crime. Although theft from motor vehicles are down this year, that's still our number one issue. And firearms left in vehicles. As far as commercial spaces, we do see some vehicles broken into periodically, but no huge issues. And then on the West Midtown side, we've had a couple commercial properties hit for catalytic converters on box trucks and work vans. But our larceny from auto unit is following up on those cases. And those two, I think they have, in those type of incidents, they do have quality leads as these individuals are pawning those catalytic converters, and they're able to identify them and backtrack them to those individuals, which are also repeat offenders. So we are looking pretty well. Year to date, we're down 12% through today. And as we move into the summer months, our summer plan will take effect this weekend with Memorial Day. And we'll also have additional units in the bar district overnight. Sergeant Henderson with the gang unit, who used to work in Zone 2, is the lead on that. And the bars are contributing additional funds to hire off-duty officers. They will use our prisoner transport wagon out there for presence and have that on scene. So that should be helpful as these crowds let out. And those hours will be from 11:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. So that'll be helpful in that area, just to have a good, safe environment for those club goers and those participating in the nightlife in Buckhead. And our CSU team's hours will adjust. That's the unit that works at a Lenox Mall. They will adjust to 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. and some shifts will work 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. to address the nightlife issues and just make sure we have a safe environment and a safe summer in the zone. I will say we've had additional patrols with our SWAT unit, our motors unit from SOS and Major Mitchell and his teams over there, as well as Mounted Patrol has been in our parks, Shady Valley Park, Chastain Park, and Bagley Park, to help address any, suspicious person calls, animal calls, or just any issues that we have in those parks. And that's been really helpful. in the community and that presence. So that's pretty much what I have for zone two as it stands. If anybody has any questions.
Open floor. Anyone have any questions for Major Bates? Okay, no questions for you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. I'll leave my information in the chat for everyone as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, the next update we have is from DJ Myers, and he is going to give a little bit of information on what's going on with City Council or any ordinances, legislative updates that might be relevant to you guys in Buckhead. So TJ, if you're ready.
I am indeed. Good afternoon. Pleasure to be with y'all. I think it's been a minute since I've been on one of these. I missed the last one. We gave my updates in writing. So yeah, to Katie's point, I'll start with just running through some ordinances and other pieces of legislation that have passed over the past couple months that I think are relevant to y'all, beginning with some ones that allocated some funds. First, almost $3 million has been allocated to the CCTV upgrade project throughout the city. So the city's camera system. $6.5 million has been allocated for the implementation of sidewalk replacement projects. That's at various locations, some of which will be in Buckhead. The specifics are not detailed yet, so Katie, I'll let you know whenever I get more information on that. Additionally, $2 million has been allocated for the 2024 Summer Youth Employment Program. If any of y'all are looking to fill jobs, need to hire folks, or just want to participate in that program, I can get you plugged in very easily. I'll leave my information in the chat. It's a pretty simple process to get registered as a partner for that program, and it's one of the mayor's signature initiatives that employed a lot of folks last year, and so they decided to bring it back again. Let's see, $3 million has been allocated to Partners for Home to support Swift housing initiatives. If y'all may be familiar with the Melody that is in South Downtown on Forsyth Street, they repurpose shipping containers to house some of our unhoused residents in the city. So there are going to be more locations like that added. Don't expect that to impact you location-wise, but obviously the services provided there and getting folks off the streets will impact you. So looking forward to seeing those come to fruition. Let's see. An intergovernmental agreement was ratified for animal control services with Fulton County. You may have seen a little bit of a public back and forth about that. There were a couple days where Fulton stopped providing that service. And there was a little bit of a spat, like I said, but water under the bridge now. Everything is good. We have that contract for the next 5 years with Fulton. There was a resolution that went through establishing a transportation task force to address traffic congestion in Buckhead as part of the city's Connect Atlanta plan. I know Livable Buckhead will have a seat at that table, so Katie may have more information on that. But there's going to be I think about 20 members on the task force with representation from various organizations and stakeholders, the Department of Transportation. So hopefully they can come up with some good solutions for traffic in Buckhead. Additionally, there will be a special election to fill the post 3 at-large vacancy on City Council. That's going to take place in November. Qualifying for that is in about a month. There are 2 candidates that I'm aware of that have announced intention to run, Ishay Collins, Atlanta School Board member, and Nicole Evans-Jones, who was a longtime principal, also in the Atlanta public school system. There may be more that just haven't made it on my radar yet, but those are the 2 that I know for now. And that is Keisha Shawn Waits' seat that she resigned a few months back to run for Fulton County Clerk. She was not successful the other night in seeking that office, but so yeah, election among all the other ones in November. You got a citywide race to pay attention to as well. Lastly, just for the benefit of this group, just for your general awareness, Mayor Dickens has appointed me to the License Review Board for the city, so didn't want you to see me next and without that knowledge if you appear there. So if I can be helpful in guidance through that process or any questions related to that, please reach out and let me know. One item that has been introduced but not yet ratified, city applied for a almost $11 million grant for shelter and service program for migrants that have been released by the Department of Homeland Security in the city. So I expect that to be ratified at the next full council meeting. It was just recently introduced. So again, more funds for more unhoused folks throughout the city. Moving on to the budget. So we are about to wrap up budget season, really. The hearings, the budget briefing, excuse me, concluded yesterday. And so the final approval, the commission will meet for final approval on the 3rd. The mayor has until the 12th to veto and approve, everything included in that. The original proposed budget was for $2.75 billion, which is a historic number for the city. Key investments in retaining city personnel, $25 million for employee compensation benefits, about $30 million for public safety improvements, $17 million for affordable housing, $30 million for capital improvements, things like fire stations and maintenance need. So huge budget. We'll, I guess, kind of get you a final wrap up once they have the final budget in place. And the last thing I wanted to cover was some pretty significant leadership changes at the city. So it was recently announced that COO Lisa Benjamin would be departing at the end of this month. Deputy COO LaShondra Butler Burks is going to serve as interim chief operating officer, and Peter Amon has been given a new title of chief strategy officer. And that those two kind of in combination, we expect to be really running the brain trust at the top, at least through the mayor's first term here. Additionally, the airport general manager B is retiring. Jan Lennon is serving as interim general manager while they do what they're calling a global search for talent to fill that role. Al Wiggins has moved over from Public Works to be the commissioner of watershed management, replacing Nikita Browning, and one of Al's deputies is replacing him at Public Works, Kentori Garman. There's a new city attorney and a new manager of nightlife and culture. Kristen Edwards was appointed about a month ago into that role. So that concludes my report here today. I'm happy to answer any questions. And as I mentioned, let me put my information in the chat for now. Please feel free to reach out to me whenever, if I can answer any questions or be helpful. Happy to do so.
Tons of great information there. Does anyone have questions that you'd like to ask now? No? Okay. Thank you so much, DJ. That was great to hear.
All right. Thanks, y'all. Have a great day.
You too. Okay, we're going to jump into, I believe, the first up, kind of mixed up from the agenda, but so Josh Brigman with Georgia Commute Options, we have you talking about the new MyGCO platform, if you're ready to speak.
Yes, hi. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Joshua Brigman. I'm the incentives manager at Atlanta Regional Commission and Georgia Commute Options. So today I'll be telling you all about the new app as well as our incentive program. So Atlanta Regional Commission, we have a long history of providing alternative commute resources for citizens in the 20 county service area, which is the Metro Atlanta region. We provide ride matching, employer services, telework, consulting, and incentive programs. And GCO kind of it all falls under GCO's umbrella. We have more than 800 employer partners. We have that represent 500,000 employees and 105 property managers. This is our new and reformed app that we have. Users can go on, log in, and log their trips. They'll also be able to plan their trips. So as you can see here in the second screenshot, a user will be able to have their destination as well as where they are as well as where they're trying to get to. And they'll be able to find carpool matches, transit routes, like biking routes, things like that. We also have in our third screenshot here, this is the log feature where users will be able to log their trips. And with that, we have rewards that goes along with logging trips. So if you're interested in the app or just taking a look or just getting a little bit more information, you can go to mygacommuteoptions.com, and that would be the site version, or you could go to your app store and search for MyGCO to download the app and sign up or learn more about GCO as well as the application. These are some of the incentives that we've revamped when we made the switch to the new incentive or to the new platform. This is our behavioral change incentive. So GCO users who are new to GCO and want to try a clean commute or an alternative commute, this is the incentive for them. It's for people who are driving alone to work. We're trying to get people out of the single occupancy vehicles and driving and try to have them take a cleaner commute, such as carpool, vanpool, public transportation, bicycling, walking, things like that. So users can earn up to $5 a day with it ending at 150, that's the max. So that would be over a 90-day period. And users will be able to cash out at the 5-day mark where they'll receive $25. If they log 15 more days, they can receive $50, and 30 days will be $75 to equal 150 altogether. We also have the $25 prize drawing, which is just a raffle. So users that log their trips will be entered in to the monthly raffle. So the more a user logs, the more chances they have at winning the $25 gift card reward. We also have the carpool reward prize. Previously, it was called the 40/60 program, but we're simply calling it the carpool rewards. We also added the 2-person carpool, just because we saw most carpools were 2-person. So a user only has to, or the people in the carpool only have to log 8 days per month. And with a 2-person carpool, each person will receive $10, 3-person, each person will receive 15, and for a 4-person carpool, each person will receive 20. We also have the commuter perks. Previously, it was similar with just discounts to local and national businesses. So if you want tickets or discounts on tickets to attractions in the Metro Atlanta area, or discounts to whether it's food or restaurants or retail establishments, all a user has to do is log at least 5 days of clean commuting per month, and they'll have access to the catalog of discounts in the Metro Atlanta area. And Guaranteed Ride Home is, I'm pretty sure a lot of you all are familiar with Guaranteed Ride Home. It's a service that we provide that we give 5 free rides to users from work to their home or car. So a user that signed up for GCO, they will access their first ride after they create an account, enroll in the program, and log their first clean commute. Then they must log 8 clean commutes before the next ride is unlocked. So they'll get 5 free rides, and at the end of the year, the calendar year, that will refresh, and they'll have another 5 for the next year. And if anyone has any questions, you can feel free to ask them now. If not, if you want to wait till later, or if something pops up in the future, this is my contact email that you can reach me at, jbrigman@atlantaregional.org, and I'll be happy to get back to you with a response.
And just to add, I think a lot of you might know already about Georgia Commute Options and the platforms that they've had in the past. So you do have to, anyone who has had an account before and were logging trips or receiving these commuter perks, they have to delete the old app and download the new app and reactivate their account or create a new account to start earning the rewards again. So that's kind of critical piece that our outreach team, Miguel and Jenna, will be communicating to all of you guys to help us communicate that to commuters in Buckhead. So any questions for Joshua? All right. Thank you so much, Joshua, for being here. Feel free to
you.
stay on or hop off if you need to go. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna let Helen is on our sustainability manager. She is gonna introduce our next speaker with Haulin Glass. Helen, if you're still available.
Hey everybody, yes, good morning, good afternoon, happy almost long weekend. Today we have Derek from Haulin Glass. He's been instrumental in increasing glass recycling rates in the community, and he offers some fantastic services for your whole building, individual tenants, any commercial tenants on the bottom floor like restaurants. He can help you guys out with glass, so I'll let him share a little more.
Hello, everyone. All right, so I'm here to talk to you about glass recycling in Atlanta and also in Buckhead, which we offer services in Buckhead as well. So our company, Haulin Glass Recycling, provides glass recycling services to commercial properties here in Atlanta. We do restaurants, many apartment complexes, event spaces. We launched in 2018. Since then, we've helped facilitated the recycling of over 5 million pounds of glass. We're doing about 1.5 million pounds annually now that we're diverting from the landfill and getting back into our circular economy here in Georgia, which is very strong, and there's a strong need for that glass input for that system. All right, let's go to the next slide. So why should you recycle glass? Well, obviously, we don't want it to end up in the landfill. In Georgia, we actually have a lot of industries that are supported by glass recycling. We have manufacturers who need recycled glass content as an input for these manufacturing processes. So you're going to be supporting some great jobs and industries here in Georgia. It's not with recycling glass, it's not comparable to some other situations we know of where maybe the product is getting shipped to Indonesia, maybe the actual end uses of that product is dubious. Here in Georgia, we're very blessed where we have this great system of manufacturing that needs the recycled glass content. Also, the glass is going to be infinitely recyclable. So here in Atlanta, we can collect a glass bottle at one of our drop-off locations or an apartment complex that has the service, and then that bottle will be collected, it will be taken to the processor, it will be broken down, and then it can actually be remanufactured into a new glass bottle in our state, and then refilled in our state and end up back on store shelves in as little as 18 days. They've tracked it, they've found it happening in 18 days, which is pretty remarkable. Generally, it's always going to be within a month that product is going to get broken down and remanufactured into many times a new glass bottle. We want to have the best use of this product with recycling. We want to make sure that we're using recycled glass content to make the highest use product we can. So with glass bottles, you're going to be able to keep recycling that product indefinitely, which is wonderful. Obviously, as I touched on, we want to avoid taking up space in the landfill. Over the life of a landfill, which is about 33 years, the volume of glass can actually reduce that landfill by 2 years. So by getting that content out of there, we can extend our landfill lifespan, and then we're going to need less of them, which is wonderful. And then generally, just people really want to recycle glass. We found that it's a product that people assume should be recycled and are generally looking for a recycling solution. All right, we can go to the next slide. Obviously, it doesn't belong in our landfill, as I just touched on. Currently, about 7% of our landfill space is being taken up by glass. So we want to make sure that we're starting to get that material collected, so that's not where it ends up. And in the manufacturing process, glass is going to be a really sustainable product where it's actually going to reduce the need for virgin materials, which when we use virgin materials in the glass, manufacturing process, we're going to be losing some of that material. When we use recycled glass that's already been manufactured, we're not going to be losing that material, so it can reduce the energy used by up to 30% in the manufacturing process. And as I touched on, again, we can just keep recycling the glass, which is wonderful. All right, so here in Georgia, about 1,300 people are employed directly in jobs that utilize recycled glass in their manufacturing process. And we're going to be reducing a lot of energy by using that recycled content. So the service that we provide here is that we provide recycling carts, education material. This is really important. We want the staff at any location we work with to know just what can go in the container, what can't go in the container, so we can reduce contamination. And also we educate them regarding this process as well, just the value of doing this. We're going to provide the collection service, so that's going to be on a regular basis, and we tailor it to the property. So something like a restaurant is generally going to need to pick up at least once a week, maybe pick up twice a week, or an apartment complex, maybe it doesn't need pickups as frequently. So we try to tailor that to the different property types so that we can have a good, affordable service for our customers. We can also provide diversion reporting. So if you're LEED certified or working with a similar system, we can get you all the diversion data, the tonnage, the pounds that would be diverted from your location, so you can report that. And just ongoing support where we're going to be monitoring the containers. We're going to know if there's contamination in there and mark it down. And if it's an ongoing thing, you'd be getting a kind email from us just to remind you or your tenants that, hey, please don't have put cardboard boxes in there, etc. And then 100% of the glass we collect is recycled. There's just, as I stated, a huge industry that wants this glass. So we're in a really unique situation with glass where we don't have to struggle to find end markets for it here in Georgia. The system is in place. It needs this material. And so it's actually going to get recycled and remanufactured into new products. All right, and then how to recycle glass, it's pretty simple. With us, we would provide you with these bright green 64-gallon containers. We accept all colors of glass commingled together. It's going to be glass only, but beer bottles, wine bottles, etc. Glass food containers, that's really what we're working on diverting. We don't accept any windows because those have to go to a different facility. So we're looking at really consumer-driven products here. And then we just want to make sure that bags, ceramics, construction materials, car windshields aren't getting in there, but that's usually not a huge issue. But pretty simple. Glass goes right in the container. Glass gets picked up by the truck. That's only picking up glass. We're not putting trash. We're not putting other recyclables in there. And then we're taking this right to the glass processing facility to get it into the system and remanufactured as quick as possible. All right. So this is where the glass goes. So the glass goes down to College Park. There's a facility there called Strategic Materials. They are North America's largest glass recycler. They have about 65 plants in North America. They're going to make this product that you see here. Looks like glass chips. It's called cullet. And then that's what's going to be sold to manufacturers in our state of glass bottles and fiberglass insulation predominantly. So here are some of the products that recycled glass content is used for. So obviously it can make more glass bottles and containers. It can be used for fiberglass insulation manufacturing. Those are going to be the two kind of best uses within our state and where we really see a need for the material. It also provides a safe sandblasting alternative. It can be used in roadways, reflective material, so that reflective paint on the roadway actually has recycled glass content in there, paints and different abrasive materials. And there are some manufacturers in Georgia that use these recycled products. And then if we go to the next slide, here's a great map of just kind of some of the need and some of the process that this glass takes. So those green dots is where we're going to be transporting the glass after we pick it up. That's where it's going to be processed. processed, and then it's going to be shipped out to these different fiberglass manufacturers or container glass manufacturers here in Georgia once it's made into that glass cullet. All right, and yeah, that's all I have. It's just I wanted to share this with y'all. I think you know, glass recycling in our state is really important. We have a lot of industries and a lot of jobs dependent on making this happen. So I just wanted to share with everyone that we kind of have a positive story here. I know in the news recently there's been some negative information going on about recycling, but in the case of glass in our state, it's something we should be really proud of. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Derek. So is the best way, if a property were interested in getting one of your containers at their building, should they contact you directly or go through a website?
Yes, ma'am. They can there's a form on our website that you can fill out and it will go directly to me. I'm gonna put that, it's Haulin, Haulin glass.com, and I will also share my contact information and direct email in the meeting chat.
Awesome. Perfect. Any questions before we move on? Awesome. That was very detailed. I love to know that it's going back to the right places. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. Okay, our next up speaker, we have Kristen Lyde with the Atlanta Track Club speaking, going to give a little bit of information on the Peachtree Road Race coming up.
Hello, everyone. Derek, thanks for the presentation. You brought conviction to my heart. Okay. So I am pretty sure most of you all have heard of the Peachtree Road Race, but just in case someone has not, Peachtree is the largest 10K in the world, and it is always July 4th. This is our 55th one this year. Oh, look at that in white. Well, so hopefully someone can see that. So it's about 6.2 miles. So I don't know if any of you have run it before, but it starts at Lenox Square Mall and goes all the way down to Piedmont Park. And it's a lot of fun, honestly, guys. If you're not doing anything that day, I would definitely recommend you can give me a call or an email if you want to participate for the day. But we generally see around 50 to 60,000 participants for that day. So if you are new and you didn't know about it, they will be passing through your area generally. And for it, we need about 3,000 volunteers, a little over that. So you're probably like, why are you talking to us about this? Well, I would love everyone's participation and help in making Peachtree feel very community-based. You all are a part of the community. And so we wanted to tap into some of the networks that you have to see if there's any folks in your building that would want to volunteer for it, that want to participate in it, be involved in any capacity. Some of the volunteer opportunities, thank you, Katie, you're on it, girl. You're on it. Some of the volunteer opportunities go from the start in the Buckhead area, participant greeters, start water, start wave volunteers, volunteer check-in, volunteer guide. And then we have course monitors and hydration station folks passing out water participants as they go through. And then a slew of finish line, very similarly to the start finish line volunteers. And they'll get to see the Peachtree t-shirt that is under lock and key as far as what it looks like until the day of, and a few other opportunities that we have in the finish line area. So some of the opportunities, which I realized, Katie, after the second time that I did not put this in here, but we have a few opportunities for folks that have maybe nonprofits. If you know any people that you want to distribute the information out to, nonprofits receive a donation or contribution from us for bringing groups of 20 to volunteer or more. And then for-profit organizations can still benefit from our from the grant that we have with the government for distributing contributions to the Shepherd Center. They're one of our partners for this. So no matter what, someone benefits from volunteerism. But volunteers individually and as a group receive the Adidas commemorative t-shirt, which you see the design over here to the right. And then our commemorative lapel pin, Home Depot apron, which they're one of our partners, Chick-fil-A vouchers, which they're one of our partners, and then increment pins if someone's been doing it for a certain amount of time. And some of the things that you guys can expect as being property managers is in your area, we're going to have an abundance of entertainment this year. So we've gone from 6 entertainment areas to 12. So doubling that up for fun. We have some Bollywood dancers, Hawks cheerleaders, Marine Gay. We also going to have the Braves will be out there. We'll have a bands up and down the course. And then we're also going to have a spectator cheer item pickup station. So Heather, I'm happy you're on the call because I was like, Autry, connecting with Autry is great. But yes, we have some pickup areas so people can go and get spectator items to cheer on participants throughout the race. And I can also share that we just created our main map that has some of those pickup stations in it. So I can definitely share that with you guys. And then some of the things that are changing up this year for Peachtree, if you are participating, we're having musical entertainment at the finish. So I don't know if anybody knows who Deontay Hitchcock is, but he did songs with like J. Cole, Miguel, Andre 3000, who will be at the Jazz Fest. Thank you, Emily. And then on top of that, we're also going to have an interactive recovery area. So that means ice plunges, cold towels, popsicles, things to keep participants cooler and spectators who come down there. And then we'll also have a carnival theme this year because it is the party of the summer, the theme of the actual event. So we'll have some things more interactive for people to do at the finish. And then that's for July 4th. But this little baby here, I don't know if you guys know about Microsoft Peachtree Junior, but this is for the kiddos that are 6 through 14. So they can come and have their own day to do the mile and dash. We also have a track and field zone so they can go do some fun activities there. And Microsoft is actually sponsoring every child for this event for free. So they'll be there, and they'll also have some STEM programming that's going on in the field as well. So we're expecting about 1,800 kiddos. That's what we currently have about, I think, 1,200 right now. So it's really great. So we still need volunteers for this one and about 180 volunteers. And it'd be very similar to Peachtree, except for in a way smaller capacity of volunteers, where it's course cheer monitors, keeping kiddos safe, start waves, interactive areas, race number pickup, people movers, watching the kids, making sure they're not going out into the streets and stuff, things like that. And then, yeah, I have the links here for you guys, but we also have digital flyers, and I'm more than happy to extend that to you guys as well. But we have digital flyers. We have people who are probably going to come if they haven't come to your building yet, who will distribute some of this information as well. But please feel free out of this deck to take the links, whether it's, from Microsoft to day of to our expo that'll be at Georgia World Congress Center. And then if anyone is interested in having a more active activation within Peachtree, say you want your property to be more represented, or you want to take a hydration station specifically for your folks, or in any other capacity, just send me an email. My email's in there, and I think I think I put it in the chat. If not, well, I didn't press enter. There you go. So you guys feel free to email me via that as well.
Awesome. And just as a reminder for everyone, I know most buildings do close, or, and a lot of people are off, but not everyone is off on July 4th. So the roads, all of Peachtree, starting at Lenox, basically closes beginning at 4 in the morning. 5?
Yeah, it's a hard close at 5:30, but police start to close it down more so at 5, and then it reopens at 11:30.
11:30. So and I think everyone hopefully should get our traffic alerts, but we do send the alerts out to all of our buildings and partners to make sure everyone is aware of the closures, and feel free to share that information with your tenants as well. So any questions for Kristen? We're just giving so much information right. Overload.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Kristen. Okay. So a quick update. We're going to be ending. Have about 15 or so minutes left, and going to be giving some more LBI, Livable Buckhead updates here and resources for you guys that we want to make sure you're aware of. So, of course, an update on construction. This is a little video that if you did not get to hop on the MYGCO Road roundabout, hopefully it's playing for everyone. It's playing for me. Okay. So this is the MYGCO Road roundabout project, and it's going to showcase what that visually will look like once it's done. It has started this week, started some utility work. So just a really cool video that can be shared if anyone's interested. And a few more updates on MYGCO Road roundabout to remind you of that project. It is going to be a 2-lane roundabout, the first one in the city, of course, to reduce the congestion right in that area. And so as a reminder, it's on the backside of Phipps Plaza and where MYGCO Road and Phipps Boulevard meet. And it will be limited lane closure wise to 9:30 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, limited to 1 lane closure per day. So, but it will impact a lot of people still, about an 18-month project time frame. And it will include a bicycle path and some other streetscaping and a new traffic light there. And so we do have, if you did not see, we did the webinar, which we have the recording for that, as well as the Piedmont Road widening recording on our construction webpage. So we'll be resharing that with you guys. But all the resources are on there and they can be shared. And I think everyone has gotten the support kits that Miguel and Jenna have been dropping off, as well as the lobby boards. If you don't yet have a lobby board or support kits, please let us know and we can get those dropped off. And then they're also doing some tabling events. We're really trying to get to the commuters and helping them avoid the congestion and navigate these lane closures and kind of stay off the road as much as possible. As you know, we're big proponents of commute alternatives. So we are incentivizing commute alternatives through our Switch Your Trip campaign. And that's offering 10-trip transit passes, free rides on the Buck, carpool rewards, and monthly raffle drawings as well. And so just as an update, Piedmont Road widening, there is some work going on with that right now. The lane closures have not started yet, but it is ongoing. And so we'll be sending out traffic alerts when lane closures start for that. And then Lennox Road Complete Street, some of you might be wondering what's going on with that. It was anticipated to begin at the end of April. Some permitting got in the way, so they're almost complete and anticipated to start within the next few weeks, that project. And just an update on the Lennox Road side, that primarily will be impacting, it will just be night work, except for in front of the JW Marriott, there'll be some daytime work. So you should not see any lane closures during the day as far as the Lennox Road Complete Street project. And then upcoming events, just wanted to let you guys know if you do have any tenants or if you want to do a team volunteer day, we are hosting what we're calling the Secret Gardens of Path 400 on Saturday, June 15th. So we're looking for people to volunteer to create mini themed gardens, essentially, that will be placed on Path 400 throughout the summer. And so you'll be planting basically native flowers, plants, and themed decorations into pots that will be provided by Home Depot. And then they'll be showcased to the public later that day, on the same day. And we'll have llamas out there and hot dogs by Home Depot. So it'll be a fun kind of community event out on Path 400 that we are looking for participants and volunteers for. And then I'm going to hand it over. Emily Baker with Piedmont Center was hoping to get in front of you guys and give you a little bit of information on an event coming up at their property. Emily, if you're still on.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. How are you? I just wanted to give a little shout out about this event. So I am the tenant engagement manager at Piedmont Center. So my job is mostly tenant events. I manage our on-site app, but we do a lot of engagement for our tenants. And typically our events are event-centric and private. But we are opening our summer event up to all CRE people and their vendors. because we are making it a charity event as well. So June 7th, it's a Friday, starting at 12 o'clock. So it's a full day event. It is a cornhole tournament and summer party. So if you like to play cornhole, or if you just want to come and hang out, we will have all tickets will include food, drinks. We'll have a couple pickleball courts set up. We'll have other yard games. We'll have a live band. So it'll be a really fun event. All of the ticket proceeds go to City of Refuge. And if you're not familiar with City of Refuge, it is a nonprofit in Atlanta that was started by Pastor Bruce Steele. And it was started to get women out of crisis situations such as prostitution and sex trafficking. But they have grown their organization to help people coming out of incarcerated situations, get them into work training programs, and they even have housing for some of their participants. So it's a really amazing nonprofit that we'd love to support. So if you and your teams want to come out, the tickets are for team registration. You can do a cornhole team, which is 2 players. You can sign up as a free agent and be paired with another free agent, or you can just come as a fan. I will go ahead and put the link to sign up in the chat. But also, if you have vendors that support your buildings, we have a lot of vendors who are always wanting to do lunch and learns or get in front of your team. So if you have somebody who's asking about an opportunity to do that, offer this as an option to take your team out and for a really fun day. There's going to be property managers from all over Buckhead and in town. We are even opening it up to Cushman Corporate. And then a lot of our vendors are participating. So it would be a really great day just to get out of the office, have a little fun, do some networking, and raise money for a great cause.
That sounds amazing. Any questions for Emily? That's a really awesome event. I hope a lot of people are able to go. Thanks, Emily.
I'll put my email in the chat in case anybody has any questions.
Awesome. And as you all know, we'll share this presentation with you guys, so you'll have the information as well. Okay, I have a quick poll for you guys that we were wondering if I can remember how to pull it up. I think so. Okay, so I think last time we had talked about taking you guys out on a Path 400 tour of the new construction that's going on. So we just wanted to kind of gauge that interest still and timing on that, especially since summer is coming up. So if you don't mind just answering a few questions. One, are you interested in a Path 400 tour? We want to show you guys the new section and make sure you know how to access Path 400. And then, would you like to replace a regular meeting or schedule a separate time for the tour? So that's what we're trying to decide, if this one of the next meetings could be a tour, or if we'd like to schedule something separate. And then, time frame. So a lunchtime or an after work. What would you guys prefer? So we're just trying to gauge that before we schedule something. So I'll leave it up for a few more people to answer. And feel free to pop in right now if anyone has any comments or questions before we go on. Okay, it looks like everybody's interested in doing a Path 400 tour, so that's good. Okay, I think most of you have answered, so I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. And thank you guys for doing that. So it looks like we will be scheduling, the next meeting is tentatively planned for August. So that will be debatable if we want to have a Path 400 tour in the middle of the hottest month of the year. So we'll see. But the next one would be November. So that might be a good fall day to do that. So we'll take the input. Thank you guys, and get something scheduled for that. Okay, so just a few more property resources for you guys that we wanted to share. And one is an update, sorry, wrong way, on what we did last time at our last meeting. We kind of did a little workshop with you guys on this idea of what we were calling a property amenity guide. And we went through with you all and kind of identified some aspects of amenities and that you would like to showcase within a some kind of guide or tool that could be shared with tenants. And so we've kind of shifted the thought process behind what that would look like, and wanted to just give you an update on where we're headed. So these are all of the amenities that kind of align with sustainability and what we believe a lot of tenants are looking for in buildings and just in the community in general, and that we want to make sure that you guys are, you know, already promoting or pushing, or what you might not be aware of or utilizing and pushing to your tenants. So this is the list, the outline that we have come up with. And rather than creating individual tools, customized tools for each property, what we're thinking now is we'll be providing customized maps that will show each building on where in proximity to Path 400, the Buck Zone, and the MARTA stations. And then we'll be working with you guys. Helen and Jenna will be scheduling meetings to just run through and kind of do an amenity check-in to see kind of what all do you have currently, and maybe where we could go from here, but what could we be promoting right now? And then providing digital tools rather than a printable guide or one pager, since it is a lot of information, different customized digital assets that you could use on your website or in tools that you are already using. So not something separate, but things where that you can place within your tools. And you know, that you could be used through email communication on your website, like I said, or an already created tenant guide. So just wanted to give you guys that update. So I think we'll be providing the assets that we can now for you very soon, and then we'll be working to schedule the check-ins so we can get an update on what else is going on that we can be helping promote and creating the content that you can put in those various digital channels. Any questions or comments on this, or anything I missed, Helen, that we wanted to say? Okay, it's pretty comprehensive, and we did want to stick to kind of the sustainable initiatives that are going on in the community and around the properties. So hopefully this feels comprehensive to you guys as well. Okay, and then I'm going to let Helen talk about some volunteer opportunities that we're looking towards.
Hey again, everyone. Again, I'm the sustainability manager here at Livable Buckhead, and look forward to meeting all of you guys individually as we do these sustainability check-ins. On another note, I just wanted to say that we also have another sustainability committee where we are looking to get corporate green team members to join. So your teams have a green team, or if you know of any tenants that have green teams, I would love for you to connect us so that we can start working together and just building the sustainability profile of the Buckhead neighborhood. But here we also just want to remind everyone that we have tons of volunteer opportunities for teams to get out on Path 400 and, you know, take some ownership in this awesome trail that we have going through the neighborhood. There's always work to be done. Usually it's kind of manual labor, but it's a very lush path if you haven't been out on it. So there's always you know, weeding, cutting back, invasive removal, all that kind of stuff that can be done. Unfortunately, we get hit by graffiti a lot, so there's always opportunities to paint over that, do some power washing, all that kind of stuff. But we also have some fun installations on the trail, like art installations you guys can get involved with, or planting pollinator gardens. We have 2 wildlife sanctuaries on the path and would love to help maintaining them. We're also looking to move towards a system where people take a little bit more ownership of certain sections of the path, where you might come out once a quarter to just spruce up areas, and you can have a little plaque out there and commemorate your organization and support the path. So just reach out if you guys have any interest in working with us and volunteer. That's it.
Awesome. Lots of good give back to the community. Okay, and then the last thing that we wanted to make sure you guys hopefully saw in our newsletters or on our socials, but we have launched a new program called Go Buckhead ATL. So this is a digital discount community card that offers at minimum of 10% discount to Buckhead businesses. So any individual can purchase this card. They're going to be regular $15. Right now we're doing a special where you can purchase them for $5, but this will be really a great way to kind of promote the businesses and restaurants and the services in Buckhead, and trying to drive during those lunchtime hours and just kind of that economic development piece of what we do. So again, it is a digital card, so you can go to GovBuckhead, livablebuckhead.org/Go Buckhead to purchase one. We'll also be doing some perks for our member buildings, which a lot of you are already members, where you'll either, depending on the level of a membership you're at, you'll receive a 30% discount on the cards that you purchase, or the higher level, you'll receive a certain number of cards free, plus the 30% discount. So that will be on our website soon. So we'll be able to direct you to exactly what that will look like and where to purchase the discounted cards. But on the flip side, we want to make sure that your businesses, tenants in the building, if they do offer it, like the flower shops and the restaurants that are in your buildings, are also accessing this card and participating. It's free to participate for the merchant, and they just have to offer a 10% discount at least, or something equivalent, and then display the participating business sticker, and then make sure their employees are aware to be able to give that discount. And so it's a super easy implementation, but really excited to get this program going and get your businesses on board as well. So that's it. I know.